Hi, in this video, we are going to learn about CI/CD observability. Um, in order to get started, you need to go to our documentation and choose your preferred method of installation. We've got Docker, we've got Linux, we've got Kubernetes. Once you've set up your SigNoz instance, you can then navigate to our dashboards repository and come to cicd/cicd.json. Here you'll find the template for the CI/CD dashboard that we're shortly going to see. You can copy the template from here, come over to SigNoz, click on dashboards on the left panel, click on new dashboard, click on import JSON and paste the JSON that you just copied. I have already done all of these steps and I have a sample dashboard ready. This dashboard is an overview of our open source charts repository. Now, let's talk about what we can get out of CI/CD observability. So I'm going to talk about three things broadly. I'm going to talk about my repository health in general. I'm going to talk about how I can calculate DORA metrics out of this dashboard. And finally, I'm going to talk about pipeline health. So let's see what these statistics mean. If I talk about repository health, I can see that the average change time is 1.1 years in my repository, which means that if you raise a PR in my repository, the average time that it will take to get it merged is 1.1 years, which tells me that we're not reviewing a lot of PRs that are open for our repository. Uh, if I look at average change merge time, this tells me that if our developers engage with a PR, we are able to give adequate review and merge the PR within 2 days. So this metric looks nice. We also have the change approval time metric, which basically tells us how much time does it take for your PR to get approved. Now, this seems somewhat of an anomaly to me because how can the change approval time be greater than the change merge time? And when I looked at my detailed changes, I found out that this PR, add more resource attributes, had been approved within 5 days, but it has still not been merged, which means that we've wasted some time in reviewing the PR, but we haven't actually merged it. If I look at my contributor count, I can see that got one unique new contributor on 7th May. And if I look at the number of changes that are raised in my repository, I can see that 14 changes are still pending. One change was raised, which was then subsequently merged. So this top shelf can give you a brief overview of your repository health. Now let's talk about how I can calculate DORA metrics. So there are four DORA metrics. The first one is change lead time. So in order to calculate change lead time, I need to look at how much time does it take for a PR to get merged and add how much time does it take for that merged PR to go to production. So if I add 1.79 days to 13.9 minutes, which is basically the time taken by my pipeline, I can come to the conclusion that my change lead time is approximately 2 days. The second DORA metric is deployment frequency. And if I look at my release charts workflow, I see that in the last 10 days, I have deployed to production 3 times. So this is how we can calculate a deployment frequency metric. The third is change failure rate. Uh, in the past 10 days, if I look at my changes detailed table, I can see that no fixes were merged. So it means that my change failure rate for the past 10 days has been 0%. Of course, when you plug in more repositories which have more PRs, you might come to a different change failure rate. The third DORA metric is a failed deployment recovery time. Basically, how fast can I recover in case I accidentally pushed a bug in production. In order to calculate that, considering it's a hot fix, I can assume that my change merge time would be close to, say, 5 minutes. And I just need to add my pipeline duration on top of that. So if I consider my change merge time to be 5 minutes and 13 minutes as my pipeline duration, that means that my failed deployment recovery time is approximately 20 minutes. So this is how I get DORA metrics immediately out of the box. The third thing that I wanted to talk about was pipeline health. So I'm going to switch my repositories and go to the SigNoz repository. And let's have a look at all the pipelines that have run. And I can simply see from this graph that of all the pipelines that ran in the last 10 days, um, 619 of them were failures. So this indicates that we are not taking care of the CI health in the pipeline. It's an early indicator that we need to go and look into how our CI is working out. Some other metrics that might be helpful for you is how to detect a flaky pipeline. And I'm going to take the example of one pipeline here. So we're going to look at the integration CI pipeline. And if you notice, let me just remove the skip part as well so that we get a more holistic picture. Let me just remove this quickly. Great. So this shows me the pipeline runs over the last 10 days. And if I see this graph, right, it shows that my integration CI pipeline succeeded a lot of the times and there was action required in one of them. Now, if I see a lot of crest and troughs that, hey, this is succeeding, and then maybe it was immediately failing after that, and then a success after that, then a failure after that, it's an early indicator that my pipeline is flaky. It succeeds some of the times, it fails some of the times. So I probably need to go and check what's happening with the pipeline. These are some of the insights that can be drawn from the dashboard. We would love to hear your opinion on how this looks. So go check out SigNoz, import the CI/CD dashboard, and let us know in our community.